That's more like it. Tottenham Hotspur, a dominating 4-0 win over Everton in the Premier League. Our second game of the campaign and our first game at home back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Very happy with that performance. I thought it was well deserved. The scoreline could have been 5, 6, 7, the amount of chances we did have in that game. You know, lots of good things to talk about, which we'll get into shortly. But yeah, better individual performances and just an all-round, we saw it against Leicester, we sort of proved everything wrong from that game right in this game. Ange Postecoglou filled in an attacking team and really putting a lower team who play that low block to the sword with a game, as I say, could have been a lot more than just 4-0. The scoreline really flattered Everton, who you've got to worry about Everton really after that result. 3-0 against Brighton, 4-0 against us. And Sean Dyche, known for having that savvy defensive play in the Premier League, but it's come back to maybe bite him in the backside. But before I go any further, and if you are new to the channel and you are enjoying this game reaction to the result, Tottenham 4, Everton 0, then why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I go live, and also become a member in the link in the description down below. But we'll start by looking at the stats, which I'll get in front of me right now. And I just think, the metrics all works in Spurs' favour. 13 shots and 7 on target, 71% possession. Similar stats to what we had against Leicester, but it was just the difference of we had that first half momentum in both games, but we killed it off in this one. We really put the game to bed very early, going 1-0 up in the 14th minute and 2-0 up in the 25th, and then towards the end of the game, 71, 77 minutes, making it 3-4. Everton, they had their chances, I guess, 10 shots, 1 on target. I can't remember what that chance was, to be fair, in the game. But, there was a bit of a scramble from a corner, which was a worry. But apart from that, we dominated the display. There were some really positive things. And Postecoglou made a lot of changes. And I think, he did prove a lot of people wrong in this game. A very attacking lineup. He had Kulusevski and Maddison in the 8s with Bissouma in the 6. Bissouma may be showing that, do we need to sign a 6? I know people will say, yes, we do need a more competent 6. But we have a good 6 at the club who just needs to improve his game. Today, I thought he was probably the man of the match next to Son, who put away his 2 goals. But, he put us 1-0 up, Yves Bissouma, on the edge of the area with an absolutely perfect strike. I was really impressed with his performance. Good passing array and breaking down Everton's back line, but passing between the lines, you could say. Wilson Odobert as well, very impressed with him on his first Tottenham, his debut and his first start for the club. A very direct winger, very dribbly winger. I was really happy to see him just go at defenders and really make a name for himself in this Tottenham side. Because those wing spaces are up for grabs. Again, Brennan Johnson struggling. Maybe there's a possibility Wilson Odobert is coming for one of those winger spaces in the next few weeks. I thought Kulusevski was really good and Maddison as well, linked up well. Both the players on my shirt were really, really promising in this game. The defence was really good. Micky van der Ven, another good display. Romero, just really good, all-round good displays from all the players. And keeping a clean sheet. How long have we waited for a clean sheet? And it finally comes. But, as I say, no Dominic Solanke. We looked really strong. I was really happy with Solanke in that team. I think it could have been 5, 6, 7. I actually do back the side in that regard. And what I found funny is the goal that obviously, Jordan Pickford makes a mistake for the goal and Son pounces on it. And this was the goal that, Solanke scored for Bournemouth against Newcastle where Dubravka made a mistake. And, we've all were saying, Solanke will do this, Solanke will do this. But Son has done it. So it goes to show you that whoever the striker is in this Ange Postecoglou team is willing to press. I know all he's got to do is tap it away. But, he's sort of losing his footing a little bit, Son. But he still is able to slot that effort home, which was really, really promising. And then, we saw Micky van der Ven get injured, but luckily he was able to shake that off. And I thought, there were starts, as the second half started, there were moments where I was worried about, complacency on the ball. I mean, Wilson Odobert gave one away. Vicario saved the shot that followed from that. But I think, once that Romero goal went in, finally, I mean, this is the thing about Spurs as well. We say about our defensive set pieces, but the amount of chances we're creating in games, they end up resulting in corners from deflections and saves and stuff like that. So we really need to get better at, putting away our chances from set pieces and corners. Maddison finally delivers a good ball into the area and Romero just nods it in. Scored 5 goals last season, the top goal scoring defender in the Premier League, adds another to his tally. And this is the thing about, I'm not saying we are a top team, but we're hoping to become a top team. But you hope that you have a variety of goal scorers and creators. Romero scores today, 2 from Son. You had Pedro Porro score in the first game. And obviously, our first goal scored, by Yves Bissouma. So it's a nice thing to spread the goals around. And, second half as well, Son makes it 2. A really good finish and an unbelievable run from Micky van der Ven. I actually can't believe how good Micky van der Ven is for this Tottenham Hotspur side. He is so good at driving with that ball and starting the play and knowing when to go long and knowing when to play it short and really comfortable dispossessing players. I just feel like we are so lucky to have him in our side. And as I say in the title of this video, I think Ange Postecoglou again is proving people wrong. He was really funny in his press conference about Solanke being injured and saying, think about me, we've just signed this striker and we can't have him. And this would have been a perfect game for Solanke. I think he would have got about 1 or 2 goals in this game because of the chances we created. He would have, there was a few times we're crossing the ball and you just hope that Solanke was on the end of them, or maybe they were overhit and you could, second balls and that sort of thing. But I just think all around, quite a perfect display from Spurs. Still some teething issues, but we've got to think, a lot of these players, some didn't have a pre-season, some are still finding their feet in this team. The midfield changed yet again, the front line changed yet again. So I am very confident after this game that we're going to have a good season. I think, the Leicester result was disappointing. You hope to obviously get 3 points against a promotion side, but we sort of learned from our mistakes, and that's what I mean by proving people wrong. I think we proved people wrong in a few senses of we can play attacking football and we will get results. Bissouma is competent enough, I think, to play the 6. Kulusevski and Maddison playing 8s. Maddison a bit deeper as well. Some of his distribution was fantastic. I mean, Maddison could have had a couple of goals himself, the way that Romero pinged that ball over the top and he was on the end of it. Again, couldn't get his feet. But Maddison, they're reflecting Maddison and Bissouma, how they started the season, last time out in the, last season. Because just that sort of confidence, they're confidence players. And hats off to Ange Postecoglou for backing them and really, taking them under his wing. And, he trusts these players and the players trust him. And we're building a squad now. Bergvall comes on, Archie Gray, in the first 2 games. And, I am actually quite happy with the window. I'm happy with what we've done in this window. I feel like, Wilson Odobert has showed promise. I feel like, there's a lot of good things to be positive about. And the atmosphere was good at the stadium. They're singing Postecoglou's name. I just feel like Spurs fans, when we're all behind the team, we can achieve a lot. And looking ahead now, obviously I'm going to do a couple of videos this week, but looking ahead at the other fixtures, really, this is where I was getting worried about Micky van der Ven. 2 infamous fixtures for Spurs, away at St James's Park, which is going to be, a tricky game. We, have been battered there the last 2 seasons. So hopefully we can take that and, really harness that energy and go into that game with confidence. Newcastle are a good team, but they can be undone. Similar injury records to us as well. And then obviously we have the North London derby on the horizon. First time it's been at home in the Premier League as the first North London derby fixture in years. I can't even remember the last time. You have to let me know in the comments down below. But if they win, then Arsenal won the last 3 North London derbies at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is not a good record to have. So obviously, this is going out before Arsenal have played, or Arsenal are about to play if you're watching this now, against Villa. And yeah, we've got to just keep the momentum going. Hope Solanke comes back soon. Hopefully it's a minor injury, so we're hearing. But yeah, very happy with that display. Thought some very good individual performances. Thought the defence looked solid. The midfield looked a bit more competent on the ball. And, I think at the end of the day, we have those moments around the 60th, 70th minute where we take our foot off the gas because we're playing at such a high level. But I really do think the team performed well today, and I was very happy with what I saw from Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But as usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you make of the performance? Who was your man of the match? And do you rate Ange Postecoglou being a bit ballsy and gutsy with his team selection? What did you make of Wilson Odobert as well? Because did a video on him, so you should go and check that out. A Burnley fan, Jacob Horsfall, told me what we can expect from him. And I'll be honest, we saw what he said, so go and check that out after you've watched this. And until next time, a few videos coming out this week about different various topics. Got to go and do some brainstorming about that now, but hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, hit the notification bell, and become a member. Link in the description down below. And until next time, come on you Spurs!